just that yet. So, and I think we saw that against Virtus Pro where Team Spirit were struggling. So now, you know, are they going to be able to keep it together here against Astralis? I don't expect Astralis to be dealing with the same mental gymnastics, let's say, mental pressure.
Well, we don't have to guess much longer. We're going to find out. Astralis in the pistol round on the CT side, or rushing the middle. Magisk on his own, going to be taken down by Magix, and it's going to be a 4-on-5 now with a bomb plant to follow, no doubt. This is pretty much a knockout punch, and I love the fact they've even left Amir behind. So that means if they try and go for a retake through Upward Dark, which they currently are with 3 people, they're very likely going to get shot in the back by Amir. He's just listening, counting the footsteps, calling it in. Some die young, or SDY if you prefer. We're going to be spotting them from the plateau. That's a pretty good kill, but there comes the execute. Mia takes one. Nice flick. Oh my god, with a triple on top. That worked textbook for him. Absolutely perfect execution. Normally when you set out that kind of play, you could get one and get killed. It's still pretty effective because it'll slow them down, but that was beautiful.
Close quarters combat with the Glock, it's what it's all about. Some players excel at that. And well, that's also just a tough break for Astralis. They really wanted to take the fight to Spirit and were hoping for a slow pace from Spirit in this pistol round. They were hoping for some fights, and yet that was just not what happened at all. Spirit were thinking the same thing. That both of these teams wanted to fight early. Both of these teams wanted some quick action. It's just so happens that Spirit, they dodged like, what, 2 trains in the night or something. What, 2 ships in the night. I think that's how the setting goes.
With some cannons on top, you know.
Yeah.
Can't forget about those. I've got to say, that side swipe for me at the second kill was super impressive. But yeah, I mean, you take a risk, and I don't really mind it. I think these pistol rounds sometimes do a little bit come down to that. You know, flip a coin and hope that you're in the right mood. And the fact that they tried to sort of get all the initiative on their side here on the Astralis team, right? They were like, if we rush middle, we're going to be the ones dictating the fight. And probably 95% of the time, that's true. But this round, they did a classic. They rushed B, and that just made a difference. They're out long. They've lost almost the rest of the map, except for Chopper, who's out here with the Galil. He's got to be a little bit careful. We talked about this so much in the past on Dust 2. When you go out long like this, when your entire force on the T side, you're kind of committed to it. Very rarely do we see teams that fall back from this position with everyone. They check the entire map. They go, you know, it's very hard to do. A little bit different if it's a 3-on-3 and you kind of know where some of them are. But in a full 5-on-5 like this, falling back through the map is pretty tricky. Chopper, though, he's still on his own. And I think that's just very interesting. He's just playing this one with the Galil, trusting in his own abilities. He's got no teammates with him there. Spray continues to go through. Some damage put out there. Chopper with the perfect timing to take down Sip, and that causes a lot of problems. Glaive is going to get shot in the back. He did get 2 kills. Mavis with the kill as well on Chopper, and just like that, it's a 2-on-3. I don't know how Spirit have ended up in this position, because they should have been able to just stand tall and wait for Chopper, and somehow Glaive snuck in a double kill. Some Young coming through and get a good spray down. Dexter as well will drop Megaskin. Now it's Dupree on his own, 1 versus 2. And a brief moment there where it looked like it could have gone south for Spirit, but they managed to recover the situation.
They do. They keep their cool, and they get that bomb planted. That's what's important here, is that they get that round on the board, Anders, and keep that momentum early on here versus Astralis. But Astralis, this is just going to be one of those things where they just need to kind of shake it off a little bit. They're going to be getting into the flow. The pistol round, it just went against them. That was kind of a dumb luck scenario where you went for a gamble, Spirit went for a gamble. It didn't work out your way. Advantage Spirit. And same thing here. Spirit keeping their cool, and Astralis trying to go for a swing, but it just wasn't enough. So now we're going to get another round. Unfortunately, the beatings will continue. Astralis are probably going to take it in the teeth this round as well, because this should be a hard eco now for Astralis, where they don't really spend any money. They try and build up their money for the next round, where they want to hope to buy some they want to hope to buy an AWP for Lucky, get him equipped, but also some rifles for the others. So big spend round will be coming up next, but for now, Astralis, see what kind of shenanigans they've got in store for us on a hard eco. A boost on Cat, and a little bit of a fight in mid, yeah. Some damage getting dealt there.
Sounds very aggressive when you hear that dink coming out with the P250. He's going to start to fall back into the back of the bomb site here. He's got some teammate with him up in the window, but actually no. Maybe he got flashed, or maybe he just gave up on it. Either way, it's going to be a pretty fast, smooth execute into the bomb site. Magix, on the other hand, is burning for a long time in the Molotov. That's a bit scary. No reason to give up any free AKs here. It's a smooth headshot, though, to bring down 6. Now a 2-on-5. to be able to clean it up. They find Glaive, and they're going to find Lucky. Oh, he snuck in another kill. That's pretty good. Gives him 6,900 for the memes as well. And he's going to have that AWP, no doubt. So, pretty decent start here, all things considered for Spirit. They only lost one person in that round. Now comes the real test.
Yep, and this is where it is. But it's the beginning of the series. Astralis should be feeling good about it. Shouldn't be too crazy. You're still feeling it out here against Spirit, and this is kind of what we expected. Once upon a time, Spirit were a terrific team on this map. They looked untouchable. And so if they can kind of get into that groove, Spirit, they're going to be hitting very hard, but this should still be something that Astralis can deal.
A little bit of a spray there. Sip goes down, but they took Magis with them as well, so 4 on 4 now. We'll see. Dupree sneak it around the middle, hoping to maybe spot someone walking through. Not going to be possible right now. They're a little bit more disciplined on the side of Spirit at the moment. Bomb is making its way into Upper Dark, and it's looking like it's going to be a kind of a walkout B. We'll see how much they actually throw into it. If they're not sensing that there's much on the other side, Glaive is here. Dupree has a Molotov. If he doesn't die, it could get interesting. The spray down is so good. The timing on that peak for Astralis is near perfect. Mia comes in with a kill, but he has to get another one. It's not going to be possible. I think he was turning either to run back or maybe expecting a flashbang. But either way, he goes down and Astralis are on the board.
Yep, that's what I was saying, exactly. They know that they're capable of taking this fight versus Spirit, and once upon a time, Spirit were a team to be feared on Dust 2. It's still a strong map for them, but they aren't as untouchable. They can be figured out, and if Astralis can actually just get their feet under them here, start have some nades to work with to counter Spirit early in the rounds, now that they got the rifles as well, I feel like Astralis, they should be able to get into their groove here against Spirit fairly early on. So the pressure is now on Spirit to not let Astralis get any confidence. And Glaive with an AWP. That's interesting. Anchoring the A bomb site right now. Spirit gearing up for a split, or at least some pressure up catwalk.
They swap it around. So I don't know if he just had it, maybe spawned long and just ran there in the beginning. I'm not sure why, but they swapped it back to Lucky again. So some shenanigans going on there. Tech9 on Chopper. See if he can,
right?
you could do something with it. I mean, it's a little, if he's going to be the entry man for something, it could be really interesting. Maybe run boost him up to a bomb site. Setting up some of these early smokes towards the ramp. Deep. A little bit of a wall coming in here. Lucky, he's looking right over though. They're sneaking their way through on the other side. Slowly but surely. The flashbang is so well timed. Lucky, he's going to be running all the way back. Sometimes people will stick around for another AWP shot there in that moment, but it seems like they're just playing a full retake on the A-bomb side. Now, the important thing is that they find Chopper in the middle. If they start this retake without checking the middle, which they're currently not doing, that could actually be the undoing in this round. The bomb is already planted. Spirit have got the bomb site for free, basically. Just using 3 smokes and a flashbang. And now here they come out the middle as well. Dexter with a big double. They get completely blindsided. Sip trying to bring it back. It is a 2-on-3, and he will add one more headshot to bring it into a 1 versus 3. SDY on his own. Nade at his feet already, and he's down. Sip wrecking havoc in the round with a quad kill.
Man, was that decisive from Astralis. Yeah, individual performance there from Zipnix, but they were ready for that flank from mid. They did not overlook it. They were prepared. Sure, the guy holding the angle didn't get anything. He got insta-gived, but that's the early warning system for the rest of his teammates in CT to whip around and take that fight. So the flank coming in from Spirit is not nearly as effective as it could have been had they got caught unawares, Astralis. So really nice work there from Astralis, being aware of what the options were for Team Spirit, what Spirit would try to do to mess with them. And now they've got the flow going their way. 2 rounds in a row picked up for Astralis. Full buy on their side. It's a full eco from Spirit, and here we go. Early flank into upper. There's the crunch. Nowhere to go for Spirit. Perfectly done by Astralis. Man, Anders, that's some real flashback stuff here. You know, it used to be once upon a time in anti-ecos that Astralis and other teams would just charge the opponents. They would bully them. You smash them when they have pistols. You don't give them any respect. You keep beating them up. And that's a style that we haven't seen for a long time because the Deagles make that so dangerous. It's cool to see Astralis go for a bold move like that to say, you know what, just go and fight them, go and smash them.
If they hadn't been through low or a number like that, Magus would have been on his own in the B-bomb side, and even with pistols coming in, that's pretty terrifying. Here they come out, long flashes everywhere. There's just a rain of flashbangs going over Magus Cat right here. He's trying to see what Magic's trying to see if he can maybe get down into the pit. He knows that someone's down there, but if he jumps up, the shadow will show. That's worth remembering. And now it doesn't even matter because Sip is back in action. Double kill for him, and they've been slowed down so much behind this. Did they line up in the smoke for him? He just sprayed them both down. It looks from the minimap like they were just at an angle here. Unbelievable.
Because Glaive stays alive.
Yeah.
Because Glaive stays alive. And so Glaive is telling him, like, hey, they need to come and get rid of me. And where do you stand to kill the guy in pit? You stand on the lip. And so Magus and Zip are just spraying that spot, both of them at the same time. And they murk Team Spirit. That is so sick. And now, Glaive, I mean, so long as Glaive stays alive.
Oh, they're trying to boost up over, but
Clever.
This is a very, very hard round to recover if you're on the Spirit side of things. 3 versus 5. Secondary objective is just to do a lot of damage. Get 3 kills in this round if you're on the Spirit side. Don't let him get away close to a flawless round here. Some Die Young will get the kill on Glaive at the very least. The bomb is still pretty far back, so 2 versus 4. And we'll see if they can get a little bit of a chance to do some. 30 seconds is not a lot to try and get to the other side of the map. It'll take you about 15 seconds, maybe a little bit more to actually run from long to B. So they're just giving up on it. They're going to try and save the guns.
Fair enough. 20 seconds on the clock. And again, remember, that was just a hard eco from them in the last round, so they don't have any money to fall back on here for Spirit. And that's going to be a bit demoralizing as well for Spirit. If you're A take, when you get a spawn for A as well and are able to get many bodies out there early and you just got completely shut down by Astralis, that doesn't build confidence for you going forward. And that's a very important part of the map on Dust 2. When you have spawns for long, you're trying to get out long to open up access to that A site and to put the defense, the CT side, on the back foot. And so if Astralis can just smash your offense like that, that doesn't help. That's going to hurt. There you go, CC.
Walked into it.
Just a sick angle. They're just putting shots through. If you're trying to get to pit or if you're trying to push long, you're just going to die. There's 2 guys spraying bullets at you. So,
that is unfortunate.
nice timeout called here by Spirit, though.
Yeah, I mean, probably a good idea to do that right now. Winning the pistol round and the following 2 rounds is a pretty good start. And it's still early days, so who knows how it's going to turn out. But right now, 4-3. Astralis definitely feeling pretty good about this. Remember, the map was picked by Spirit. Second map will be on Inferno, picked by Astralis. Pretty sure Spirit will also be able to play there, so it's not going to be a disaster, I reckon. But, I mean, you want to get off to a strong start right here. Haven't seen the duel in middle versus AWP so much yet, but since the changes to Dust 2, that's been happening way more. The CT sides are just feeling so much more confident in how they do it. And the trick that you're seeing just here with Dexter jumping down on his teammate's head has become super common right now to try and beat that early CT challenge. So interested to see how that's going to be playing out as well. Dupree and me are about to clash in the middle, and the angle is just so much better. Dupree, you could tell from the way that he was positioning that crosshair, he thought he was going to take a fight against someone up on the catwalk on the T side of middle, but instead they were right up next to him, and that isolates the B bomb side. They know 99% there's only one person in B.
Usually these 2 guys, it's your 2 anchors for the B site. So if you manage to pick off one, it's going to tell you something about the other. Magus, though, playing it wisely, trying to close the gap a little bit here, put himself in a position to perhaps catch Spirit off guard if they were to try to push through. And in the meantime, Glaive has rotated over to bolster that defense on B. But they should be aware of this Spirit, that somebody has rotated around. And so, yeah, they're going to go up catwalk, and this could be their opportunity to get onto the A bomb site. Lucky is in position with that AWP, however.
What a play. What a play for Magus. To go out and check, that forces their hand. If they wanted to pretend to go B, they cannot do that any longer. And this is going to be really telegraphed. It's going to be a jump right over the scope. Oh! Oh no! If you're lucky, that is something you've got to remember. If you're scoped up like that, you can't see the run boost. That is incredible.
I think that's the best run boost.
Yeah, that's got to be the
best
usually,
I've seen it work.
Usually they don't actually do that much, but this was amazing. Magus going to be sneaking in, and they line up. He just sprays straight headshot to take down Mia. The follow-up on Magiskin. I guess it's a battle for their names right now. Magus versus Magix.
Listen, I'm just saying, Magus can say it with a Danish accent, you know?
Young. Oh! He almost could have had it. That would have been absolutely godlike, especially if he could have had the 2-for-1. But he was in a pretty tough 1 versus 3, so doesn't really work out. He's going to give another round to Astralis. This one with heavy casualties. And they got a bomb plant, but they're going to keep buying on the Spirit side.
Now, And that's going to put a bit of a dent in that Astralis economy, but a couple of them, were floating above 10K, so they have money, Astralis. It's not the end of days. The important thing here for Astralis is on the CT side is to just keep putting rounds on the board. And since the change made by the devs where they went ahead and made it, here we're going to get a replay. And yeah, just completely chucked over the crosshairs. Had no idea. That could not have, that's the best run boost I've seen. Just where it is perfect. The other guy is completely unaware that it even happened. That is so sick. So credit there. But this map is now a little bit CT-sided after the change. So we'll see if Spirit, how many rounds they're going to be able to pick up here. If they're going to be able to win out in this half, or if Astralis are going to get a dominant hold going.
Dupree, he's looking over. Finally going to spot someone. Been even better if he could have just walked that distance with a scope, but never mind. Now they know there's a double orb in play because they've heard both of them ring out. So that's something to think about. Mir actually going to try and see if he can find it. He's going to find Lucky, but he's a little bit too quick on the trigger. Great double kill for Lucky. Magic's going to come in with a kill on Glaive in the meantime. So still a 2-for-1 trade. Chopper is expecting for someone to be down long. They flash him out, though, and go straight for the bomb plant. But Astralis have already proven they kind of know what they're doing in these after plants. So I don't think Astralis are going to be super panicked about it. They're just going to assemble the troops and try and go for it.
Zipnix is so long in the tooth as well. I don't know if Lucky calmed it over to him that they had already crossed onto catwalk, but he didn't even show himself. He just backs off and clears long. Now they know exactly where the rest of Team Spirit are. This is going to be the big retake. Dexter trying to hold on to the bomb site right now. And Zip, a lot of this is riding on him. He needs to open up catwalk.
They need to be pretty quick about it. They're actually running out of time rapidly. Some Young goes down. Chopper and Dexter left. Great hit shot from Chopper, but he's on his own. Three of them, he just has to hold for a couple of seconds. They need to get on that bomb, and oh, no, he's out of bullets, but it doesn't matter. He's going to win the round anyway. Excellent spray from Chopper. If he had more bullets, he would have finished the whole thing right then and there, but what a triple it was.
Oh, unreal. And that they managed to he gets that 1v1 each time. That is so perfect. Well, that is a round where it's just going to sting a bit if you're Astralis, but I don't think as much. It just breaks their way. Just the way that you were going into that retake there, it just didn't favor you. Spirit, man, that is like an individual performance, a star-level performance that's just going to come through every now and again, and you're going to get a round. That's the whole point of having heavy hitters on the team. They're going to get you rounds like that. And so Astralis, you're just going to have to shake that one off and not read too much into it, because up until that point, it looked very good for Astralis. Like they were doing everything correctly there. Lucky didn't even get caught off guard. Really impressed with Lucky's poise there, knowing that the punish could come through from Mir at mid. Clips him, gets a second kill as well. So, I mean, that's just a big round from Lucky. And Astralis are just going to have to shake it off and say, right, that sometimes sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. And unfortunately, that's just one of those times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The time that Sip spent falling back and the time, they actually had a lot of time, but they kind of ended up being a little bit late on that one. Not a lot could have gone wrong there before they were going to run out of time for the defuse. So that's a bit interesting. Magic's making the way down, flashed all over the place, but Dupree, he was not flashed at all. Able to get the kill there, and again, they try to go out long, but they kind of get shut down. Not as brutally as last time where they got wiped out by Sip, but at least this time, they can recover and try and do something else in the 4-on-5. It
was definitely a bit off. Perhaps a little light on the utility. They certainly are now. Not a whole lot of grenades to work with, so it's going to get interesting for Spirit. And they just have to hope that somebody on Astralis is going to overstep, make a mistake. They don't even have a flash to work with. They have to do this dry.
Mir is right in there. If the smoke fades, it should favor Mir. He should have the slight advantage, but falls back. It doesn't wait around for it. Mir will have heard that, so again, they can probably guess the numbers in the B bomb side right now. Not that it necessarily helps them that much. Chopper making the jump down into CT spawn. That is a great play. You love to see that kind of move. Now, can they do something with it? Young, there's surely no way for him to guess that would happen, and Magus picks up a double kill, and Glaive, yeah, you feel Young at that moment, you just think, whatever, man, like, why were you even pushed up that far? But he was. Bomb is in the middle. 1 versus 3 for Chopper, and yeah, save the ult probably is actually the best move. Because remember, the round that they just won, they got wiped out on.
Yeah, they did. Nobody survived, so they don't have any money to speak of. Astralis, though, they've had to spend a lot of that bank, so I don't know how aggressively they want to hunt down this AWP. It would be great to recover it, but is it worth giving up more guns for it when you know that Spirit right now, their economy is broken, especially with no bomb plant on the side of Spirit. So a little bit, I'm wondering if they want to push this. Chopper's got the angle right now. It's a good one, too. Looks all the way to T-spawn, and oh, no way. What is that?
Oh man, it's worth it. It is worth it because again, the round loss bonus, it's not enough. They needed way more, or they needed a bomb plant on top of it. So it a little bit unfortunate for Astralis that they end up losing 3 players in that round. Not as much as it is for Spirit to, first of all, win a round where you lose everyone and then get wiped out in the next round with no bomb plant. That's really tough even on the T-side economy. So they're going to be back to pistols. Could try and make some noise with them here, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. 6-4 is the scoreline. I would say Astralis are off to a very good start right now on Dust 2.
Yes. Agreed. They've really got their confidence going, and they are not letting Spirit be the ones to dictate anything, really. Spirit have just kind of got fluky rounds where they won the pistol round based off of the fact that Astralis charged and just were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then they got 2 anti-eco rounds, and then they got a lucky clutch, basically, to go their way on that A bomb site. Those are not rounds that you can build anything off of, really, for Spirit. And so Spirit are still out there kind of grasping, trying to find something that they can build on, a strategy that they can build on. And so this is why I think now you get this really slow default. They're just kind of just spread out right now like, well, what kind of information can we gather right now on how Astralis are playing this, lads? Because we don't really have much to go off of right now.
And I think one of the core pillars of what they've been trying to do so far, which is this run into the pit where you're throwing flashbangs into the sky while one guy's getting down there, it hasn't worked out the way that they wanted to. So, you know, I don't mind that they tried a couple of times, but the question is, well, now what? Because that doesn't seem to be an option. If you keep throwing rounds to it, that doesn't feel that great either. I love the jump that Chopper had down to the CT spawn. The sad thing is he didn't catch anyone there. But otherwise, I actually think it's such a cool play. I wish they would go back and revisit that because that can absolutely work. We're going to see another run boost here.
Glaive is pushed upper dark as well, so there's a timer on this.
Yeah, going to send him flying. He goes straight down. Otherwise, it would have been the Magic's trick, but you know, it didn't work this time. It's a real sad moment here for the commentators. Glaive with a little bit of a spray, no bomb plant. He is everywhere right now, Glaive, and it shows on the scoreboard as well. He's got 9 kills, but Sip and Magisk otherwise are 12 and 11.
I'm surprised. There we go. Glaive getting him pumped up right now. I love it. That's what Glaive needs. Glaive needs to be doing that as the in-game leader right now. Him and Zonic just need to be reminding these guys. I mean, this is an elimination match for the major. You lose, you're going home, and you're the defending champ. You need to make sure that you know that you're the best team on the server. And I think that right now Astralis are playing that way. They're playing with confidence. They're taking duels. They're going on flanks and playing very aggressively on the CT side, which is what you need to see on Dust 2. You need to just be the ones trying to make the plays happen. Oh, Dexter, uncharacteristic miss. He should be hitting that.
And that was a huge risk, I would say, for Sip to make that run across.
Yeah, but oh man, that's cause for concern. Dexter usually hits those. That's an unforced error.
All right. Well, it's still a 5-on-5 here. That AWP on Dexter still in play. Dexter is such a cool player to watch. We haven't seen too much out of him just yet, but I'd be shocked if we go through the whole best of 3 and don't have some very interesting rounds for him. 7-4 though. This is a really, really important round, especially for Spirit. If you look at their money, they lose this one, it's going to be trouble. It's probably going to be 9-4 at that point in time. Astralis will cruise a little bit further through. Bomb plant could make a difference. Dexter, not quite guessing it right. Oh, this actually could be a... No, it bounces the other way. I think
so
it was
close.
meant to go up. That's unfortunate. But look at how many people they have over on this A side. They essentially have nearly a 4-man setup. Now, Sip down in the pit is going to be a while before he gets there. But they have leaned towards this side of the map in the most perfect way you could imagine. They got 3 people on the bomb site. They're running into Spirit on the catwalk, and it's going to be an even trade to start with. But are they going to realize how many people are here? Lucky to get 1 kill, ducks right up into Mir and that AK-47. But now Sip has shown up. 17 seconds on the clock. Dupree's still hiding out, and Goosey's going to get 1 kill. And Mir, he's on his own on the bomb site here. Oh, and he gets shut down. Sip just finds the top of his head. And even if Magus doesn't get that kill, they probably still win the round. They're fired up. No bomb plant. Glaive he's excited, and for good reason.
He's pumped. Everything seems to be breaking their way right now, despite Spirit being aware enough to check Goose. I thought for sure they were just going to run up and plant the bomb, thinking that they'd killed both players on that A-side defense. And yet, there you go. He's checking Goose. He's going through it. And yet still, 3 big missed shots coming in from Dexter. Opportunities where he could have given his team a man advantage, and he doesn't get the job done. So that's going to be haunting him for a bit. Lucky with the collateral.
Yep. 2 for 1.
He's good at those.
He's been doing that. It's pretty good. Yeah, the fact that they didn't get the bomb plant on top, actually, even if they had, it might not even have been quite enough. That's how poor they were. Chopper, though, will find Dupree.
What year is it? You got guys hitting headshots across the map with a Tech 9? What's this?
Tech 9's making a slow comeback.
I love it.
I'm really enjoying it. I like that. Oh, sorry, Sip actually back here.
You see how they spread out as well? That's really cool. That's a nice little detail there. None of them are facing one behind the other there, so you're not going to get collateral sprays or anything. They're all spread out maximally, so you're going to get one of them, but odds are you're going to get traded. That's really nicely done. Just small details like that from Spirit that can make the difference, and yet, they're still losing rounds.
Look at an interesting switch up as well, having Sip in the B bomb side instead of Magisk. If you do that kind of thing on the defensive side, let's say early in the round, if they get a kill in B bombs and they see that it's Sip on the scoreboard and think, wait, what is that? But like, that means what's actually happening? Does that mean there's 3 people B? You can cause a lot of guesswork on the T side if you suddenly do that. So kind of interested to see. And speaking of setups now, they actually start with no one in the B bomb side. They just throw a Molotov and trust that no one's going to put a smoke in it and run through. So that's a fairly big risk, but if this was some sort of a mid or catwalk rush coming in from Spirit, they would be in so much trouble in this round.
Oh yes, because you're going to get them taking over long again, Astralis. They're going to make their way over there. Saw the angle of that nade, yep, and this time Dexter will find the opening kill finally with that AWP. Hits the shot on Dupree, takes him out of the fight. Man advantage now for Spirit in this key round. But there are still 2 players remaining on a long for Astralis. It's not like this bomb side is open. And Glaive taking the exact spot that Dupree was holding. He's close enough to hear the footsteps.
It's down to Lucky. How many kills can he get while they're crossing?
It's impossible, dude. That's such a nightmare spot.
I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't go for at least another shot there. Dexter with a good headshot to bring down Glaive, and this is looking like a really, really solid round out of Spirit. And Astralis don't have that much money. They kind of have to be a little bit careful as well that they don't throw away these rifles for nothing, because they wouldn't be able to rebuy all of them in the following round anyway. Yeah. And it's the 15th round, so you want to be a little bit careful that you don't go into that last one and just throw it all away.
Well, it's nice to see what Spirit are capable of when they have some grenades to work with, have some flashes to get lucky off of that angle instead of having to yeet people across on run boosts. They can actually flash them away.
It looks to me like, I don't know if this is by design or if it's just a tendency of Lucky's, but it looks like as soon as they throw one flashbang, he just exits. He's just out. Whereas a lot of other AWPers will stay around for a second attempt. I mean, it comes with a risk, I'm not denying that, but I feel like maybe he's giving up that angle a little bit too quickly. And there could be a chance for a sort of a second kill, right? Because if he gets one there, they might still end up losing the round, but it builds into something. It kind of is a small investment into the round, maybe. So maybe, let's keep an eye on it for future Dust 2 games and see if it's a recurring thing. I've noticed it a couple of times so far.
Well, I'm going to be very curious to see here. This is all important now, but this isn't the first time we've seen Astralis on Dust 2 in this tournament. They played against Entropic, but they got blasted 16-6. And Astralis were only able to pick up 5 rounds on that CT side, so already doing far better. But their T side was non-existent in the second half, so they're going to have to get some work done. Every round matters here for Astralis.
Ooh, they flashed their way in. That's such a giveaway, but they still win the fight. I would have said throwing that flashbang is, I mean, that's signaling to the other team that someone is pushed up to the top mid, so kind of surprised that it works so well. 4 on 5. But Astralis continuing to find that CT side aggression, which honestly on Dust 2 that's kind of the problem with the map, in my opinion, is that it's so hard to do. And Astralis have actually made it look like it's just something that comes naturally, but it definitely isn't. Most teams end up being incredibly passive on the CT side and just kind of wait around and have to react to whatever the T side is doing most of the time.
This is the shift of the new map meta that's coming through now that you have access to mid a little bit faster. Or at least you can get in without being seen. Speaking of which, Zipnix, he's trying to play a little bit of a clever angle, does back off, sees that nade coming through, and now needs to get some damage in. Not going to find a kill, but that sets it up for Dupree. Triple for Dupree, doing the work.
That is everything they needed right then and there. The Molotov to slow them down in front of that B hallway as well absolutely made the difference too. 28 seconds now for Dexter to try and get something done. It would be a tremendous punch if he could get it, but I'm wondering if they're even going to let him get the bomb down here. To fake it out a single time, waiting for someone to go. They're on the other side. He tries for it one more time, and all 3 of them show up. So a 10-5 first half in favor of Astralis. That is a big start here for the Danish side. And obviously, as true as it's been for Astralis since day one, pretty much, they're on the verge of getting knocked out along with Spirit here.
Right? It's amazing. Still, Astralis backs to the wall. 2-2 in the groups right now. 3 wins, you're through to the next stage. 3 losses, you're going home. And so it's the same thing for Spirit. They're in the exact same boat, and this is as good a start as Astralis could hope to get. Yeah, I'm glad to see, like Glaive trying to get hype, trying to make sure that these guys are pumped up and focused right now, because yeah, you have to get every round right now, because now, I mean, we didn't really get to see too much of Astralis' T side, and we're gonna have to see what are they capable of. If they can get the win here on this pistol round, they'll be off to the races.
Double dualies on the Spirit side.
Okay then.
I was kind of hoping to. I still want to see what happens if a team just buys all dualies. They're going to be out the middle. It's been spotted already, so yep, the train that was headed towards the B-bomb side, it's been slowed down. Someone pulled the emergency brake on that one. Probably nice. A really good idea.
And you still have Zipnik's out on the flank right now trying to get information, so he's not going to spot anybody in mid. He's checking again just to make sure. And so they know that they're lower dark at this point. If Zip has been keeping an eye on things, they could have tried to get back through CT spawn, but Zip at least is telling his teammates they're not in mid right now.
Yeah, now it's just a patience battle. Who wants to give in first? Astralis can either give up on it and move forward, or try to rotate all the way back. Oh, it's going to be a deep flashbang here. Mega setting it up. Oh, they're so blind. The dualies probably not going to... Oh, wait. They come back with the vision, and Dexter with a double kill. It doesn't matter. Astralis, they had a godlike flashbang, but they converted no kills behind it. That is so rare. I think maybe one of them wasn't flashed and just got the early kill. That's what made the difference here. The dualies will reign supreme, and it's going to be Spirit winning the pistol round. That is shocking.
That is so sick. And yes, I think it was a combination. It's also just, you know, when you get flashed, it doesn't mean that your crosshairs suddenly change places. If you're holding a headshot angle, just keep tapping, right? And hope that it lines up. And that's exactly what happened. He's blind, but he's just tapping away with those dualies, holding the same angle, and well, eventually gets a kill. Still, really, you know, these are the kinds of things that we're seeing now on this on the CT side of Dust 2. Now that the changes have been made, where you can't really spot that easily, that early from T side, teams have elected to go very aggressive on the CT side, as we saw from Astralis. Spirit are doing the same thing, adapting to the meta right now, and so that works wonderfully for Spirit, and they win both pistol rounds on this map.
Incredible work. That's the kind of thing that could easily change the outcome of this map. Just get back into the groove of things pretty early on. They have bought 4 MP9s and a FAMAS. Dust 2? I mean...
Well, we don't know what Astralis have got in store for us on the T side. Like, again, reminder, they only picked up 1 round against Entropic. So it's not like that we have a whole lot to go off of that was successful for Astralis on this Dust 2. And so Team Spirit right now, they've just got to be focusing on, you know, just 1 round at a time, obviously, with 4 MP9s as well. Not the biggest fan of that outlay, but okay.
Well, Glaive has already got a tag in the middle with the scout on Sunday Young. Another one there on Chopper. He wants to keep pushing. Oh, that is aggressive. That is combat scouting and a headshot on Dexter. What is wrong with Glaive?
I'm pretty sure there's 2 walls between us, but I'm pretty sure I just heard the analyst howl at that headshot.
He just came swinging into this round. Absolutely unbreakable confidence. He nearly finds that headshot as well. Megas is in a lot of trouble up there. He's going to get the kill on his namesake, but still going to be traded right back. Now a 2 versus 3. SDY and Mir both coming up catwalk, and the bomb is going to be planted here. That scout is still alive on Glaive, and he's coming back for more, almost spotting that face. They've got to be terrified right now. There it is. Another one on Sunday Young and Astralis. They steal the round back. Forget about those MP9s.
3 kills with the scout for Glaive. What is this? He is just, once again, Anders, we've really gotten the privilege to cast many Astralis games this major, and it feels like that's a throwback to the first map we got to cast, where it was just Glaive just doing everything, it felt like, and the rest of his team were trying to wake up and follow along. But I mean, he's not alone this time. He's got Megas there to help him out right now. He is not the only one getting the kills, but if he comes up with rounds like that, leading from the front, that's going to make a world of difference for Astralis. And talk about demoralizing now for Spirit. You go from thinking, okay, we're off to a good start in the second half. We got the pistol. We just got to convert this second round and we'll be good, to getting dunked on by Glaive.
Yeah. That's such a crazy round. I mean, the headshots were really good. I'm kind of impressed by how he took the first fight there and just running combat scouting on the catwalk. That's so confident. Normally, this kill right here, normally say scout versus MP9 on the catwalk, but he knows he's tagged him once. There, that's absolutely sick.
Yeah, what a round from Glaive. Star level round from him. That was terrific. And that's just completely turned things around for his team. Now they've got the money, they've got the rifles. They get to just bully Team Spirit. Spirit have gone for a force buy. Oh, he gets caught on the wall! Disaster! That is the worst.
Oh, nice.
Done though by Mir.
It's because he'd already thrown the Molotov down, and he's assuming it's going to hold him back for a little bit. But they were ready. They put it out with the smoke, and they flashed their way through, and they just catch him in that corner. Really good stuff. 4 on 3 though. Astralis making the trek across there while the smoke is still up. And at least an AK into play. Sip with that one. Chopper walking up behind him. That's an easy spray down. Sip all on his own. 1 versus 3. No bomb plant yet. They are fighting him. Got to be careful you don't fight him too early. Again, this is Sipnix we're talking about. He's got a bit of a history of winning rounds like these. Unlikely as it is. Spotting them down long, and I'm not saying they should leave him alone because, but he has to go back and pick up the bomb. So maybe don't fight him out in the open too much. Oh, he's failing a little bit with that one, and Chopper will go down. But they'll win the round anyway. So good little recovery there for Spirit, and the aggressive push up middle just works so well.
Uncharacteristic brawl we've got on our hands right now, Anders. Usually, right now, the meta, it feels like teams are just kind of training rounds together, 2, 3, 5 rounds, and then it shifts the other way. Here, we've actually got a brawl developing in this second half, just trading rounds back and forth. And now I want to see, do Astralis, without a bomb plant, do they decide to go for a force buy behind this and just continue to try and battle it out here with Spirit? Feels like right now, Spirit, you need to shut down Mir. He can be a real threat if he starts to feel the game. Oh, but we are going to get the buy coming through, and it's already a man advantage for Astralis.
Yeah, Glaive is ready though. Chopper's on the other side, and he was getting flashed in. That's why he turned. Sunday Young in the middle was setting up that flashbang, so it wasn't like Chopper was just bored of the action. He just really was setting up for it, but Glaive beat him to the punch. So that's some timing you can't really account for if you're on Chopper's side. There's nothing to do about that, really. SDY and Magix are left 2 versus 4. And the B bomb site almost empty. Not quite, but we're getting kind of close to that. Started to get a bit closer. They've left the A bomb site as well. I actually love this move here. Get into the middle so you could help out at B if something happens. Yeah, if they come A long, you're probably never going to win the round, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices here. Walks into the headshot. They still have 55 seconds, so we'll see. Sunday Young on his own. This really never happens. 1 versus 4 against Astralis like this, there'd be a 1 in a million. 40 seconds. They gotta go check long, so I would even say now, the better move is just to try and save the M4 if you can. Gotta get rid of Magisk, who's in upper dark. But if you could do that, that would probably be a success right now. Yeah, Lucky's checked out the bomb site. It's like, reporting back. Survey's done.
It's clean.
Yeah, there's no oil, but it's a free bomb site. Has been found. Magisk will take him down, so they can't even save the M4. And this is where it really starts to matter. I know it sounds like such a small detail, but every rifle lost from here on out from Spirit is going to have an impact on this game. Look at the output from Astralis. Glaive, Sip, and Magisk.
Listen, I mean, there is that, but I mean, you can't have Chopper at the top of the scoreboard for you if you're Team Spirit. I love Chop. He's got a lot of experience. He brings a lot to the table for Spirit. He's calling as well, but you really do need to have your heavy hitters like Mir and Dexter leading the way. I mean, Dexter was just smashing people in the server months ago, and yet it feels like now here in the moment when his team needs him, he isn't showing up. And so your heavy hitters right now are kind of lagging behind, and it actually just feels like this is how Astralis were looking at the beginning of this major, where Glaive was trying to get everything done, and he was just turning around, you know, team, where are you? Right now it feels like that for Spirit, where they're kind of getting it going, and maybe Mir is now starting to step up a little bit, but you really do need to be there to support Chopper. You can't just let him be the one trying to get the kills. Then you know you're in trouble if you're Spirit. So Astralis right now, I think it bodes really well, because it looks very even on the side of Astralis. Everybody's kind of hitting shots and pulling their weight.
Yeah, they're putting together an incredibly good game right now. Again, I mean, Astralis and Majors, the history, how far back it goes, and the amount of victories they've had, it's not that surprising that they're going to be playing better and better the deeper you go into the tournament, which is real bad news to Spirit and maybe everyone else that's going to be showing up. But on that day one performance, if you just took the temperature in the room on that day,
it looked grim.
It was not a good look, was it?
Yeah, it looked a little grim. You know, you're kind of just pulling at the collar, like going like, you know, if this is the Astralis in the major.
Yeah. Different feeling right now. Lucky, he's not that isolated, I was about to say, but they have some people behind it. I actually thought they were starting already to gravitate towards the B bomb site. But here we go. They cleaned it up. They don't lose a single person, and they are up 13-7. And even in this round, Spirit don't have a lot to work with. This is so devastating. This is where the economy just makes such a massive difference. If they force into this round, then it's not going to be that. You're kind of hanging maybe even the first map on the idea that you're going to be winning with a scout, a FAMAS, and an AWP and an M4.
Yeah,
that's it.
It doesn't bode well going into the next map. I mean, Astralis, they think Inferno will get into the thick of things here. Magic's off to a good start. Well, Magus is down. Magix finds the kill. And a man advantage for Spirit. But now we have a second to breathe here. And, you know, going into it, Inferno is the next map pick by Astralis. And it's a bit of a punish pick because Spirit, they've only got a 22% win rate across 9 maps. And it's just a nothing but red if you look in the column right now. They've just been losing it in really good form on that map. So Spirit really do have to come through on this map. Because otherwise, they're going up against Astralis on a map that they are not feeling comfortable on.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Lucky Snoke sneaking in. Bit of a jiggle peek there, but it stops the second he shows. Now peeking from the bomb site.
Nice bait and switch.
Yeah. Magix with a good kill. Sim's shown up, but he's in a similar kind of uncomfortable position here of just getting shot at left and right. Down in the pit. Glaive is on his own. Don't give it to him. Don't give him those fights. He's low on health already. He has to go and eventually get to the bomb site if he wants to, so...
You should just throw all the AKs over the walls right now.
Yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea if you can. Might be tricky when they're watching him, but...
Well, I think he's got that smoke on the right side, so he literally could just run up there and just chuck AKs over the walls and just run at them with a block. Unfortunately now, I think there may be a couple of AK saves here that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Oh, the AWP as well.
Yeah, that's a big one. Big pickup. Big round out of Spirit. They're not done yet. It's been a little bit overwhelming in terms of Astralis playing a really good game. But I wouldn't rule Spirit out just yet. Give them a moment to try and mentally recover. More than anything, give them some money on that CT side and let's see what they can do. They've got the double AWP now. They saved an AK. Let's see what happens. That is a good start. Flick coming out from Glaive. Taking down Mir. So one of the AWPs already done on that CT side.
That's how you need to play it now. With that change, you get a quick boost over, change the angle up. Dexter, though, going combat op.
Yeah, the other AWP. That's so crazy. Down the middle and into lower dark, and he wins the fight against Magisk. But how long? Magix is on his own. Down in the pit. That could be real dangerous. He spotted one. That's not going to slow anyone down. They're still going to be coming. The Molotov might put some pressure on them. A little bit of friendly smoke to put that out. Now he's got some backup out here, though. He's down in the pit, but at least he has Chopper out on long with him. Excellent kill.
What is this? Glaive is an opera now.
Why not?
Takes Mir and Dexter.
Sometimes it's Glaive, sometimes it's Lucky, sometimes it's Dupree. They can just do it all, apparently.
They got the deep talent pool on the side of Astralis. And now this sets it up for a B hit.
Yeah, Chopper, though, with a really good move. If you can win the fight in middle, oh no, he's going to walk in. Glaive, this is such a hard angle to check if you're on the Chopper side. And now it's all down to SDY inside of the bomb site. 35 seconds, they're going to find him. Sip, flashed or not, it doesn't even matter. And a 1 versus 3 now. I mean, this is surgical. They're actually picking them apart in this round tactically as well. Astralis with some incredible calls. Glaive, he tried his best. He made him work for it. But a 1 versus 2 now, and there should be no way back. Yeah, get the orb and run. I don't think it's ever going to be worth it to go for this one.
Oh, yeah, no. Is he actually going to try and do this, though?
He doesn't have a kit either.
There's
nothing he can do.
There's no way. Just back off.
Yeah, he's just trying to take a safer route out, maybe. It's hard to know which one is the safe route, but...
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of a guess going on, but still terrific work there by Glaive. If he'd have hit that jumping shot over the box, I think I'd have lost it completely and flipped the desk in here, but... That is still another big round on the board here. 14 Astralis on the C side. And so far, it just feels like everybody is getting work done. Another monster round from Glaive, but again, it just feels like Astralis as a team right now are functioning very well. And you can't really take it away from them.
I mean, yeah, this is a real team performance, and there's no denying it. Say that, but there is a clear leader right now, and it's Glaive. 23 and 14.
Yeah.
It's a disgusting output from him right here. Smoke to the corner of Long, follow up with a bunch of flashbangs. There's not going to be anyone there to really fight them at the beginning, but it still gives them the control. And Dexter, can he get anything done with him? It's just being read. Lucky, scoped up and ready to catch him.
They have to be thinking that he's not alone. They have to be thinking that he's not. Yep. They have to be thinking that there's no way that guy has the balls to push top mid with an AWP alone. And then the HE onto him as well. Oh, Astralis are just dunking on Spirit now.
Yeah, that sequence is so ridiculous. If you're on the Spirit side, imagine what that feels like. You're running top mid, you get sniped. Then they flash, they get the next kill. Then they double nade the corner and kill the third player. It's never ending. Like, how can everything be right in this round?
They've got you figured out. They've got you downloaded.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, Lucky catches the play. And there's Glaive. Map point for Astralis. And this looks dominant, Anders. This looks so good for Astralis right now.
Yeah, I'm actually really shocked at how much they've been performing on this first map here.
And you're going into Inferno next. This is a good map for Astralis on Inferno. It's looking like they should have everything going for them here in this series. Spirit are just going to feel crushed.
Right now, they certainly are being crushed in a big way. Lucky down the middle. There's one, there's two. Not taking the shot. He might be expecting for a third guy to peek with an AWP, so maybe that's why he's not doing it. But he at least got the count on how many people are in the B-bomb site, which in itself could be useful at times. Down long as well. Blaze snuck up on Catwalk pretty quickly. There are actual, sometimes even one-man catwalk rushes. If you go quick enough and they have 3 people long, you could be in the A-bomb site by the time they turn around. It's high risk, but we see it happen every once in a while. It's fun to see. 15-8. I wasn't expecting this. I've been kind of pacing myself for the point in time when Spirit turned this around, but that hasn't really come. Astralis just not going to let them, specifically Glaive is not going to let them back in this game. Chopper goes down. 25th victim of Glaive's. Now it's a 4-on-5. Sneaking out the middle. There is a pretty good setup here on the CT side. Bit of an off angle on one of them. Other one could be playing almost anti-flash if he wanted to. Mia there doesn't even have to be affected by anything that happens. But 40 seconds. And this kind of a freeze after the initial kill is probably pretty excruciating for Spirit. Where are they actually going to be going? If they come into the B-bomb site from upper dark, Spirit just don't even know about it, and are just going to lose the round probably. Here comes a little bit of a smoke setup. Let's see if this double mid setup from Spirit is going to be working out. Oh, they already spotted out one. They've fallen back off it. The Molotov fails, but it doesn't even matter. Some Young, the only defender on this side, he spins around and realizes, wait a minute, they're in the bomb site. Magisk with the kill on him, and now it's a 2 versus 4. Spirit were not ready. This is looking like just an ever-improving Astralis here at the Major. Slowly warming up, but right now we have not yet found the limit. They are looking very good at the moment. Magisk with the kill on Dexter. Magisk on his own. He goes down to Lucky. It's 16-8, and Astralis, they win Spirit's map pick. And they're fired up now.
Yeah, Glaive is just willing it into existence now, this win. You're up 1-0 in this best of 3. You're going into Inferno next. It's your map pick. You know that it's a terrible